What is going on, baseball fans? Another big day in Major League Baseball. Max Scherzer is a Met. Corey Seager is a Ranger. Robbie Rays is a Mariner. We got a lot of other stuff to talk about. Let's get to it. And what is going on, baseball fans? Hello. 226 people to start things off. I think that's a high for this offseason so far. We got a big show for you tonight. Man, oh man, this offseason. I know we got the CBA deadline coming up here in, 2-3 days. So, yeah, it's a little hectic at the moment, but I don't recall an offseason with this many moves in this short amount of time. Pretty wild stuff, honestly, and the fact that I cannot speak. The fact that Max Scherzer is a New York Met absolutely blows my mind. It's still just, I'm still wrapping my head around it. It's just completely wackadoodle, if you ask me. Huge couple of moves with Robbie Rays, Corey Seager. We're going to talk about that. We're going to break it down. We have a few other little moves throughout Major League Baseball as well. We have a trade, a couple other signings to talk about, a couple rumors to talk about. So everyone, we might as well just get to it. But before I do get started, hit that subscribe button if you are new. If you're looking for more baseball news and content, think about subscribing. We're on our way to 20K by opening day. Hit that like button for me, everyone. I'm very shocked. I didn't even know that YouTube took away the dislike button. So I'm sorry if you hate my face. I mean, I guess you can't dislike me anymore. I mean, I think that's ridiculous, to be honest with you. Yeah, maybe later on in the show I'll give my thoughts about the YouTube removing the dislike button. I don't agree with it, but because, hey, if you don't like my face, you should have the right to give me a good old dislike. Anyway, hit the bell button. That way you get notified of all the streams in the future. And also, hey, share the content if you can. Also, we have memberships on the channel. You'll find the join button on the home screen of the channel. For becoming a member for just 99 cents a month, you get badges and emojis in the chat, and you get access to a private Discord where you can talk baseball throughout the day in our little community. We're also partners here with Dr. Squatch. You get 10% off your first order. If you're trying to step up your soap game, I'm telling you, I've been using Dr. Squatch here for over a year. That stuff is absolutely wonderful. And hey, Christmas coming up. Maybe you want to, give someone the gift of smelling good. So check out the link in the description below. Everyone, let's just get to it here. We got a lot to talk about. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm actually noticing a couple of super chats coming in. I don't know if they popped up or not. Let me just get to these really quick. Jesus Rodriguez, wild day. Too bad the Cubs are not part of the wild ride. I think the Cubs, they're letting these big names come off the board. The Cubs aren't going to get in on any of these big names. I don't think so. Jacob Toon, a member for 3 months. Jacob Toon, you're awesome, man. Thank you so much. You also left a super chat. We got 2 Steve Cohens in the chat. Steve Cohen, a.k.a. The modern-day George Steinbrenner, is just getting so powerful that there are now 2 Steve Cohens in the chat. Oh, my goodness. Tom Amiano, since they took away the dislike button, I guess I'll throw you a like. Hey, Tom, I appreciate that, my friend. But, hey, if you don't like my face, I guess just don't hit the like button, I guess. Or tell me in the chat. Say, Robbie, I hate your face. I hate your face. Owen Gagnon. Oh, my goodness. It's still not working. Sorry. The notification just popped up in the corner. Owen Gagnon, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. JM1231, so happy with Ray. Now let's get Chapman or Bryant. Absolutely. I mean, I think the Mariners, they need to go make a couple more moves. We'll talk about the Mariners here in a little bit. JM 1231, thank you for the super chat. Let's get to the first story, the big one. Max Scherzer, a historic deal with the New York Mets. Look at Fox Sports just making this epic Photoshop of Max Scherzer. This looks perfect. My goodness. Whoever's over there in the Photoshop department, give them some credit over there at Fox Sports. Are you kidding me? A historic deal with the New York Mets. Like I said, as we started the show tonight, I'm still wrapping my head around it. It's just blowing my mind because I'm thinking Max Scherzer, this is a guy where, looking like he wanted to end his career on the West Coast. And my goodness, just seeing him with the Mets and this much money, it is just blowing my mind. Let's get the music ready. Let's get the mood set. Alrighty, here we go. Mets, Max Scherzer agree to record-setting 3-year deal. $130 million guaranteed, $43.3 million per season. Absolutely blows my mind. Let's see, actually, top MLB contracts. Let's just go take a look here at the active contracts. So this easily has to be at the top now for AAV. Absolutely, by a mile. It blows Garrett Cole's AAV just completely out of the water. Granted, it's a shorter deal, but it's just nuts to see that kind of money. It just blows my mind. But, I really want to see like the backstory of this. I would love to be able to just see what happened behind the scenes. Like, how did this come about? Like, what ended up happening here? Because I want to know, how close was Max Scherzer maybe going back to the Dodgers? Did the Mets swoop in at the last second? Did Steven Matz really trigger Steve Cohen that much? Good grief. Steven Matz, what have you done? You have created the modern day George Steinbrenner. Steven Matz, the blood is on your hands, my friend. What have you done? But let's go here. Scherzer, he can opt out of this deal after the 2023 season. So 2 seasons with the Mets, he can opt out after that second season. Absolutely crazy. As of 11:41 this morning, it was a done deal. It's been finalized. So nice for Max Scherzer that he gets the opt out. I'm wondering if that's maybe what kind of held this up a little bit. Just, those finer details and whatnot. Sometimes those opt-outs, teams and the players, the agent, they can go back and forth on that kind of stuff. So we were all sitting here last night looking to see if something was going to happen. Wardy NYM, he was up late last night. That guy was just chugging last night. He was looking to see if anything was going to get done. Unfortunately, nothing got done. I am shocked because every time someone is about to sign or whatever, or we don't even see anything coming, I always end my streams, and then 5 minutes later, someone signs. And then it's like, okay, I hate my life. So thank God I was able to cuddle my pillow last night and not have to worry about, anyone signing anywhere. Jason Johnson, thank you for subscribing. Let's take a look here at the New York Mets currently. Now, I still have some thoughts here about the New York Mets. Listen, I know everyone is going crazy right now over the New York Mets. And granted, obviously you should be. These are incredible moves. What a weekend. What a, 3 days, 4 days or whatever it was, getting these players. Look at this. Starling Marte, Mark Canha, Eduardo Escobar. Those are no scrubs by any means. Starling Marte, he was the best center fielder statistically last season in the major leagues. Mark Canha, a great on-base guy. He's always going to give you a very good at-bat. Eduardo Escobar, versatility. He's going to give you some power. These are great, really good moves. And then you just bring in Max Scherzer, just like that. Now, I'm going to say this. I will say this. I'm still going to proceed with caution with this Mets team. Because last year, look at the offseason that the Padres had. Remember, everyone was jumping out of their seats, giving the Padres the crown. Already the Padres were getting the title of World Series champions. They won the offseason. Doesn't matter what you do in the offseason. It matters how it unfolds on the field. That is what matters. Now, what I do like about the New York Mets is they've added some offense, and they've added some guys that can, they're versatile. Mark Canha, he can play the outfield. All 3 outfield spots. He can play first base. Starling Marte, he can move around in the outfield. He can play any of those positions. Eduardo Escobar, he can play a little outfield, move around in the infield. Those are really good moves, and they needed these kind of guys for the versatility. The versatility really lacked on this team last year. The depth really lacked. I mean, the proof was in the pudding. Take a look at where the Mets were in the standings. First place, sitting comfortably, started getting injuries. They ran out of gas. They just thinned out. They didn't have enough down the stretch. These kind of guys are going to give this Mets team a huge boost in that. I mean, I'm telling you, versatility, this is kind of what the game is like today, especially with, injuries at an all-time high. It feels like you need guys on the team that can, first off, one, stay healthy, that are durable, but they can move around. They can play other positions. And I feel like the game of baseball is really moving in that direction where you used to have those utility kind of guys for the bench, but now you're starting to get these kind of guys, in your everyday lineup as well. Perfect example. Here's my giraffe neck Robbie. I apologize, but Kike Hernandez on the Red Sox was a perfect example. He can play the outfield, second base. Chris Taylor for the Dodgers. I mean, extremely versatile, can play a whole bunch of different positions. Those kind of guys are very important for a team, and I really like what the Mets did. So even if they start getting some guys, that start to go down here and there, I think they're going to be able to pick up the slack with some of these guys. I think the big key is Francisco Lindor. Obviously a bad season for him. They need to get him going. I think I don't know what it is with Francisco Lindor. It seemed like maybe he was starting to figure it out a little bit. The advanced metrics were still there with Francisco Lindor. Good barrel percentage, still making good contact, just not a lot of contact. So Francisco Lindor, hopefully he can get himself going. I think he is the X factor for this team. So they need a good season out of him. But the starting pitching, I'm proceeding with caution. Listen, looking at this rotation, when I'm looking at the 1-2, obviously on paper, this looks fantastic. This looks great. Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer. That's his. Oh, Super Chat. What's going on? Jacob Toon, which New York team is better as of right now? Whew. I would say, oh, man. I think you got to say the Yankees as of right now. I'm just because of kind of where they were last season. I think it's very close. I think it's close, but I still like what the Yankees got. I still like their bullpen. I still like a lot of their guys in the lineup. I still like their starting pitching could use another guy. I still like the Yankees. I do. And the Yankees have a better farm system as well. And I think that is extremely important when it comes to contending. I think farm systems, yes, you're looking at the future, but you also have farm systems for the organizational depth. When guys go down, you can call someone up. Even like, the names that aren't so big in your farm system, guys that can pitchers that can come up for the minor leagues and help out in the bullpen or something, give you a spot start here and there. I think that's really important. And the Yankees right now, they just have better depth than the New York Mets. Now, the Yankees, when it comes to, getting the job done, yes, it has not worked out. But same thing with the Mets too. I'd still give the edge to the Yankees a little bit. But this offseason is far from over. It's far from over. Steve Cohen, a.k.a. the next George Steinbrenner, he's going to make some more moves. Tom Amiano, $2 Super Chat. With the names left, who do the Red Sox get? Chaim Bloom is always out there looking for bargains, man. He's out there looking for value. I think he's letting the market play out. I think he's letting the dominoes fall. He's letting these big names come off the board. It's going to give you a better read of the market. And also, you just have the deadline coming up here for the CBA. So I think Bloom is kind of just hanging back a little bit. He's kind of, just looking at what's going on. And but Chaim Bloom, he definitely needs to add some guys for the bullpen. You added Michael Wacha. He's basically replacing Garrett Richards on the team. So, back-end starter, maybe a guy for the bullpen. I think Chaim Bloom, he's going to keep his eyes out for the bullpens, or the bullpen arms out there. Maybe another starter, possibly. Kyle Schwarber, we're going to talk about him in a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on that. Thank you for the Super Chat. Really appreciate that. But the Mets, I'm still a little worried about this starting pitching depth. I'm not too big on the depth of the starting pitching. DeGrom, what are you going to get out of him health-wise? I think adding Scherzer, who is very durable, I think Max Scherzer is the closest thing to a modern-day Randy Johnson. I've said that on Twitter today. I think when you look at their ages and you look at the numbers that they were putting up, Randy Johnson and Max Scherzer, very similar. I'd say Randy Johnson was by far more dominant, but Scherzer, I think, is the closest thing when you look at someone that age. So Scherzer, he's not showing any. I mean, sure, he had the dead arm in the playoffs. There always seems to be kind of something nagging going on with Scherzer. But for the most part, he's been able to keep himself very durable over the years. I think the lowest amount of starts that he's made going back to 2013 is 27 starts. So Max Scherzer, he's very durable. I think he's going to ball out with the Mets in the first year. I really do. I think he's going to have a really good season. I suppose when you're getting paid this much money, all eyes are on you in New York. Max Scherzer, I think, I'm kind of shocked this guy hasn't played in New York yet. I mean, look at he's a competitor, man. And when he's on the biggest stage, he thrives. And to me, his personality just goes so good with New York. He's just a competitor. He's a bulldog. I think he's going to fit really well in Queens. I think, obviously, everyone in Queens loves Max Scherzer right now, but I think they're going to love him even more because this guy's going to show up every fifth day, and he's just going to ball out, man. Max Scherzer, he's going to be great. But again, I'm worried about DeGrom. What are you going to get out of him? Taijuan Walker struggled in the second half last year. Carlos Carrasco didn't have a good season last year, coming back, and then just had something done with his elbow recently. Should be ready for spring training. I don't know. I think you need more. Of course, obviously more, just like the Star Wars meme or whatever it is. But I really do. I think they just need more guys. The bullpen looks good. I like the bullpen. I think you got some really solid arms. Kind of a bummer losing Aaron Loop. I think that was definitely a bit of a blow for their bullpen because he was very good from the left side. If you take a look at their bullpen right now, they need a lefty. They need some lefties in this bullpen. So we'll have to wait and see what the Mets end up doing. So look out for them to add a lefty guy, or a lefty reliever. And honestly, what do you do here with the rotation? What do you do with the rotation here? You could use a lefty here as well. So we'll have to wait and see. But everyone, let me know what you think of the Max Scherzer move. It's a lot of money. It's a ton of money. I mean, it is a stupid amount of money for 3 seasons. But let me know what you think in the chat. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I want to see what you guys say while you're letting me know about the Max Scherzer move, giving me your feedback. I'm going to try and read some of these comments. Let's see. Thomas, bizarre how much Rangers and Cowboys fans overlap, yet one side is relentlessly pessimistic and jaded, and the other one is permanently optimistic. It's funny how that works in different sports, right? Chris Floor, Scherzer is great. I wonder if it would have been a better move to sign Syndergaard and another starter. It's the same money, but you get 2 rotation spots instead of 1. So that's why I don't think the Mets are done. I think they're going to go out and get some other guys. So maybe they had this guy. Maybe they had Scherzer on their mind the entire time. Maybe that's why they didn't go hard after Noah Syndergaard. Maybe that's why they wanted to save that money. Keep it for Scherzer. So, I think I would rather spend $40 million on Scherzer than, whatever it was, the 20 whatever million for Syndergaard. I would rather do that. It's a lot of money. But let's see. Nolan, so sad as a Giants fan to see them being a top contender for everyone and them getting nobody. I think the Giants, they're sticking to their game plan here. I think what the Giants do is they put values on players, and they don't want to go above that value. They don't want to go past their own philosophy. And I think that's what happened with Kevin Gausman. I think they had a certain price for him, and I think as much as they probably wanted him back, I just think in the end, they thought, hey, he's only worth this much money to us. Maybe we'll go a little extra, but, when is enough enough? I think that's what happened. And he ended up going, to the Toronto Blue Jays. So let's see. What else are we saying here? Ryan Adams would love to see Trevor Story at second in Boston. I would not mind that at all. Honestly, I would rather have Trevor Story at shortstop and Xander Bogaerts at second, to be completely honest. But either way, I would love Trevor Story as well. Thomas, why is the chat going crazy with Rangers Kershaw bait? Is there something going on with Clayton Kershaw right now? My predictions, my free agent predictions, are probably the worst predictions of all time. I don't think I've gotten one right. I think I've gotten Brandon Belt. I am terrible at predictions. I'm probably going to retire from the predictions game because, honestly, it's just not good. It's not good. Honestly, it's just a comedy show at this point. Crazy Gamer, thumbs middle. Okay. Binks, Chris Taylor, perfect fit for Detroit. Hey, why not? I think Chris Taylor's a great fit for a lot of teams. Hey, X-Bolt X, if the Rangers get Castellanos, that would be one prediction I get right. Can we please have that happen, please? Philly Sport highlights. Maybe the Phillies can go get Castellanos, man. Oof, what a bat. We'll talk about Castellanos here in a little bit. But let's get to the next story, everyone. Hey, it didn't stop here with Max Scherzer. It also it kept going. It just kept going. This has been just a wackadoodle couple of days. Corey Seager going to the Texas Rangers. This is phenomenal. What a move. What a move. Again, Fox Sports, what a fantastic Photoshop. Fox Sports, you guys are killing it with the Photoshop game here today. Hey, big move for the Texas Rangers here. Huge move. Well, let me get the volume up on that music a little bit. There we go. All righty, here we go. Let's go talk a little bit about Mr. Corey Seager. Here we go. A huge move. This is a massive deal. This is huge. Are you kidding me? 10 years, $325 million guaranteed. That is absolutely insane. Let's go here. Corey Seager, Fangraphs. On Fangraphs, they actually have a statistic where they look at the value of a player. I love this little tool that they have here, or this little statistic they have here. So over his career, he's been worth $189 million. $189 million. And if we take a look at how many years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, divided by 7, he's on average been worth $27 million. So when you factor in the market of, hey, teams are wanting shortstops, they're wanting impact players. Philly Sports Highlights, thank you for subscribing. They're wanting impact players, especially, some teams could use some shortstops as well. That seems to be right on par. An extra $5 million per season. The market kind of raising up. He's averaged $27 million per season. For me, would I give him this much money over 10 years? He's had some seasons where he had some injuries and whatnot, but with Corey Seager, there was the 1 year, what was it? He broke his forearm or something like that. I think that's what happened. He broke his arm, got hit by a pitch, or he broke his hand, I think. And then, what was the other season? Didn't he have to get a Tommy John one season, I believe? Travis Norton, what's going on? Do you think Kenley Jansen will sign with the Blue Jays? The Blue Jays need bullpen. They need bullpen. Absolutely. They were one of the worst teams in the bullpen last year. I think they ranked 25th overall. I think they were 26 in the second half. That was the weak link of the Blue Jays last year. If you go back, if you look at it throughout the whole season, wasn't really, a problem in the first half, a second half, it was the whole thing. So they need a guy. I think Kenley Jansen, he's a polarizing reliever. I think the thing with Kenley Jansen, he's the perfect example of, when you look at what a guy does on the big stage, he doesn't come through a lot. There's a lot of times he does, but when it matters most, he really falters in the playoffs. But he puts up incredible numbers in the regular season. This guy has over 350 saves. Are you kidding me? Rachel Albano just subscribed. Thank you so much. Hello. But Corey Seager here. Travis Norton, thank you so much. I think Kenley Jansen, yeah, he would be a great fit for the Blue Jays. But Corey Seager, hey, this guy's solid, man. He's solid. Not a lot of home runs from him last year, but a solid season. 3.7 wins above replacement on Baseball Reference. Actually, what did Fangraphs have him at? They had him at 3.7 as well. So with Corey Seager, with him, you're going to get good contact. He's going to get you a lot of hits. He's just going to be a solid player to have. He's not going to give you amazing defense out there, but he'll get the job done. But overall, that 2020 season, he was very good in that 2020 season. Hit 307 over the 52 games, 15 homers, 41 RBIs. Career high in home runs was 26 back in 2016. Won the Rookie of the Year that year. But overall, the last two seasons, he's had over a 900 OPS. Really good on base guy, good slugging guy. I like Corey Seager a lot. Now, the question is, I think you're going to see a lot of people split on this kind of a contract, 10 years for Corey Seager. And hey, guarantee, it's not a guarantee he's going to stay at shortstop for the rest of his career. There's been a lot of scouts out there, a lot of, experts in the game of baseball thinking he's more of a better fit for third base. Could you see him move to third base at some point? We're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening here. But either way, Don Heston, thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate that. you gotta, with Corey Seager, though, you gotta love this move. It's going to be great for this lineup, and you just got Marcus Semien yesterday. Look at how different this team looks right now. Look at the top of the lineup. I mean, look at this. This is really a pretty good looking lineup right here, just by adding these two guys. I think you could use one more guy. I think will make this lineup just very, very good, very competitive. This would be one of the baseball and more. Just subscribe. Welcome to the channel, my friend. But yeah, one more bat. I think this really gets it going. They're on the right track here. The Rangers, this is a phenomenal offseason. Phenomenal. And you just added John Gray yesterday as well. As of right now, John Gray is your ace. I think you need to go get it. You need to go get some starting pitching. The funny thing with the Rangers is they need a lot of everything. They need offense. They need starting pitching. They need bullpen. The farm system's getting a little better. Oh, we got a member. Matthew Jimenez has become a member. Matthew, thank you so much. Go to the community tab on my channel, and you'll find the link to the Discord. So, Matthew, welcome, my friend. Welcome. But they definitely need some more pitching. I do like Dane Dunning. FIP is a lot better than that ERA. So, sure, that 4.51 ERA might not look too great. But, hey, I'm a FIP guy. What can I say? And that FIP is a little better. John Gray, hey, could have some more success over in Texas than he did over in Colorado. Pitched pretty well, considering the ballpark factors, with Coors Field. Oh, we got some super chats coming in. Red Fox Pyro, could the Giants sign Rodon? They love short deals. Hey, I think a lot of teams would like Carlos Rodon. I think the biggest thing is just the health. What's going on with the arm? How's he doing? I think that's going to be a big thing. But with the Giants, they got some money to spend. Go out. We'll talk about one guy that looks like they're going to be locking up here rather soon. Hey, that's the one good thing. Even if you lose out on a guy, it's maybe a blessing in disguise. Now you got some money to play with, and you can go fill out some holes in other spots. And yeah, Carlos Rodon with the Giants, why not? I think it could be a great fit. But Texas Rangers, I think this is a really good move, adding a Corey Seager, Marcus Semien yesterday. This lineup is on its way. Don't forget you added Cole Calhoun. I like Nate Lowe. I think Nate Lowe is a pretty underrated player. David Long just subscribed. Thank you so much. Nate Lowe, I think, is an underrated player in this game. I think he's going to be a nice bat to have right there. And obviously, Adolis Garcia. You would like that on-base percentage to be better with him. Sure, they probably like the power. They like the athleticism from him. But you need him to get on base more. And I think this is going to be an offseason where they really work on the plate discipline with him. Work on that pitch selection with him. I think Adolis Garcia, if he can take a step forward, getting on base more next season, that's going to be huge. So the Rangers, they're making the necessary moves. They're accelerating the process. They're just getting themselves in just a good spot. And I'm going to be honest with you. Caden Hamill just subscribed. Welcome to the channel. This American League West is starting to get pretty fun. This is starting to get. This is a division that's been kind of a downer of a division in the last few years. Minus the Astros and the A's. But you're starting to get the We're going to talk about the Mariners here in a second. You got the Mariners making some moves. Texas obviously making some moves. You got a division now, and the Angels making some moves too. And who knows if they can make some more. You got a pretty good division right now. Here's another super chat coming in. Jordan O'Fallon with a $2 super chat. Yankees have to be the leaders for Correa. I don't know. I don't know. Here's the thing. The thing about Correa, obviously he would be an upgrade for the Yankees. Obviously. But the Yankees, you know what? I think we keep waiting for the Yankees to do something. I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't know. I think a lot of people had Corey Seager going to the Yankees. I did. But my predictions are terrible. But I don't think the Yankees are going to I don't think they're going to do it. What do I know? Take what I say with a grain of salt, because, I'm saying he's not going to go there now, and then watch, he's going to end up going there. But, I don't know. You got to get Judge locked up. You do have some money coming off the books. Aroldis Chapman. Jacob Toon, $2 super chat. $1.6 billion has been spent this offseason so far. Not a bad lump sum of money right there. Not a bad lump sum of money. But I think the Yankees, I don't know, man. You're just waiting for them. Here's the thing. The Yankees, they spend money. Don't think they don't spend money. They got guys on pretty big contracts. So But now I know everyone wants the Yankees to go over that luxury tax line. I get that. But you know what? I don't know. If the Yankees, they're just letting some of these guys go, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm wondering if they're going to end up getting someone. I think they like Anthony Volpe. I think they like Oswald Peraza. And I mean, if they don't want him on the team, or if they like him better as trade bait, then, so be it. But I think the Yankees, I don't know. Robert American just subscribed. Welcome to the channel. I just think with the Yankees, I don't know, man. I keep saying I don't know, but that's the thing. What is Brian Cashman doing? I just think they have a plan in place, and I think they're sticking to their guns. I don't know if they want to shell out this much money. I don't know, especially when you got to get Aaron Judge locked up as well. I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait and see what the Yankees do. It's really interesting, but because they could use a number 2 guy. They could use a shortstop. AF just subscribed. What's going on? They definitely could use an upgrade at shortstop, at least right now. Who knows what Volpe turns into? The guy was just a monster in the minor leagues this past year. But at this rate, I don't think the Yankees are going to go. I don't think they're going to go get a big guy like that. Would it help them? Obviously, yes, it would. But are they going to do it? I have no idea. I don't know. At this point, it wouldn't surprise me if they did it, but it really wouldn't surprise me if they didn't. So, Carlos Correa, honestly, I'm wondering, could he just end up back with the Astros? Could he just end up back with the Astros? The Lonely Wolf who howls alone at the moon donated $2. What do you think about the Braves signing Yates? We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Lonely Wolf, I love the move. To me, they got him locked up for a couple of years. Hey, they need a righty in that bullpen. They got a lot of good lefties, but they could use a righty as well, and you're going to be getting Yates for pretty cheap. So I like it. I'll talk more about that here in a little bit. Thank you. Let's move on to our next story. Hey, great offseason for the Texas Rangers. Let's move on here. We talked about Robbie Ray here a second ago. On to the Seattle Mariners. Robbie Ray goes. A phenomenal move for the Seattle Mariners. Absolutely amazing. They needed a guy at the top of that rotation. And when we look here at the Seattle Mariners, I mean, that rotation just looks a lot better now. And actually, really quick, before I do move on to the Seattle Mariners, I want to talk about the Dodgers for just 1 second. So, because, hey, they did just lose 2 pretty big guys. I think what this is, real quick before I move on to the Mariners, I think, yes, it's, I think a lot of Dodgers fans would have loved to have hung on to a Corey Seager. But, and obviously you would love to have Max Scherzer back for the short term. But I look at this where, look at the payroll now. It's starting to get kind of lower. You're starting to get some more financial flexibility. What are you going to be doing with Cody Bellinger? What are you going to be doing with Trey Turner? He's going to be a free agent after this year. I think for the Dodgers, I actually kind of like it that, you're not spending big money on these guys, because it's just going to give you flexibility for the future. You're going to be having David Price coming off the books soon. Justin Turner, he has a vesting option. Usually those don't end up where they go back. Pollock has a player option. I'm guessing he would probably take that. But you got a lot of guys coming off the books, and that's going to really free up some money. Trainin and Muncy have the club options too. I think for the Dodgers, you got a lot of good young players in that system. I think for the Dodgers, you still have a lot of good talent on this team. And, I think it's okay that they're losing them. Obviously you would love to have them back, but I think if you're Dodgers fans, don't cry yourself to sleep tonight. I don't think you need to do that. I think you can go to bed thinking, hey, you know what? We still have a really solid team. We got some good young players. You know what? I think for the Dodgers, you should be excited. And, hey, you're not having to lock up that. How much? That would have been, what, $70 million? How much was that? $75 million, even more combined for those 2 players. I think you're fine. I think the Dodgers, they have great player development. And, hey, I think it's going to work out for them. But the Seattle Mariners, let's talk about them. This is a guy that I think they really needed. Robbie Rays, Cy Young season last year, 32 starts, 2.84 ERA. FIP was higher at a 3.69, but overall, that's still a pretty good FIP. Good amount of strikeouts. Hey, I like this move. If you take a look at the rotation here, Robbie Ray, Marco Gonzalez, Chris Flexen, Logan Gilbert, Justin Dunn. Hey, you got George Kirby. Who knows when he's going to come up as well. But I think you really needed someone here. I did like the rotation, but to me it was a rotation as of right now full of 2s and 3s and 4s, and maybe a 5. I think you needed a guy like Robbie Ray. Logan Gilbert, I think if he takes a step forward this year, which I think he's very well capable of, George Kirby, who knows when he can come up soon. I like this rotation now. And even if Robbie Ray ends up not, even if he digresses a little bit, that's still just going to be a good arm to have. Only 30 years old at the moment. But let's take a look here at the deal. 5-year deal, $115 million. Does have an opt-out after the 3rd season. So he's definitely... Brandon Holmes Vlogs, thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate that. But with Robbie Ray, I still think this is good because, hey, you're still going to be very motivated. You have that opt-out, so you're going to be, top of your game here. Maybe you can even get more money after that opt-out. So I like this move a lot. He pitched great in the second half, and I definitely think he deserved that Cy Young. Garrett Cole really floundered in the second half there. So Robbie Ray, I like it, man. And to me, the Mariners, this team, they're only getting stronger. They're only getting stronger. And again, this American League West, it's just getting better and better and better. I like these little moves as well that the Mariners have been making. Getting Adam Frazier. I really like that move for second base. I think you could use one more bat. I think you could do, maybe a couple more bats, but I think if you can go get someone like a Chris Bryant, I think that would be huge. I thought Marcus Semien would have been a really good fit for the Mariners. I'm sure they tried. Also, don't forget, they're getting Ken Giles back. Don't forget about Ken Giles. The guy had Tommy John, but he's going to be coming back. So look out for Ken Giles there in that bullpen. It's not a bad-looking bullpen right now. Steckenrider, Sewald, Castillo, Giles if he gets back to his old way. It's a nasty looking bullpen. Got some good players coming up from the minor leagues. Don't forget about Cal Riley. Evan White, we're still looking for him to take a step forward. Barry Brown, just subscribe. What is going on? Got a lot of good young players. And obviously, we got Julio Rodriguez as well. Maybe he can come up this year. You got a lot of good stuff to look out for the Seattle Mariners. So we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening. Like I said, George Kirby as well. That's hey, Matt Brash too. You got a lot of good guys down there in the minor leagues, and I really like the way this Mariners team is coming together. So I think they still need a move or two, but they're on the right track. I love this signing for Robbie Ray. Nathan Davidson, $5 super chat. You think Twins signing Buxton a 7-year deal is a good deal, or a bust? I'm actually gonna say it's a good deal. Because I think. Obviously, the guy's talented. He's talented. Very, very talented. But he just needs to stay healthy. They put in a bunch of incentives there. Obviously the ability is there. I think he is really going to be motivated to keep himself in good shape. Obviously he's in good shape. That's not what I mean. But keep himself, to where he can play every single day instead of getting all these nagging injuries. I don't know what you do if you're a Byron Buxton. Go do some yoga, whatever it may be. I don't know, but I'm sure Byron Buxton, this guy, he is motivated as ever to get himself in good playing shape every day. I like the move because I think it has a lot of incentives to where it's going to motivate him. I'm not sure who just subscribed. I think it was, what was the name? JT's Nod just subscribed. What's going on, my friend? Welcome. But I like the move. It's not a lot of money per season. What was it again? It was like $100 million over 7. No, what was it again? How much money was that? Byron Buxton. Yeah, $100 million over 7. That's what, $14 million per season, base salary. So I like it a lot. Oh, we just got a super chat. JM1231, Brash is the most underrated prospect in baseball. Let's actually take a look at Matt Brash. That's a name where, hey, he's in the top 10 in their farm system right now. Taking a look at his numbers in the minor leagues. Take a look at his numbers here. Over between high A ball and double A, 2.87 ERA. That's not too shabby if you ask me. 13 strikeouts per 9. Maybe he could get the walks down a little bit. Those walks are a little high, but he doesn't give up a lot of home runs. I like Matt Brash. Good strikeout stuff. I like him a lot. Let me actually pull him up here. Mariners top prospects. give you a better idea of his scouting report. Actually, I feel like we could have pulled it up right here. Let's go down here. Matt Brash, here we go. So as of right now, got a good fastball, 55 fastball. Got another super chat coming in. Jacob Toon. Oh, he is counter-arguing Austin Martin, the most underrated. It's funny because Austin Martin was a top prospect, but that slugging percentage was a little worrisome. Kind of looked like more of a singles and a doubles guy. I think he needs to maybe, hit the weight room a little bit, get some strength added, get some power added to that bat. I think I like Austin Martin a lot. I like him a lot. A very athletic guy. I'm excited to see what Austin Martin can do. So just a matter of what position is he going to end up playing? Or could he end up being like a Chris Taylor-like player where he just moves around? Like I said, you're starting to see more of these players. So Austin Martin, I'm excited for what he can do. Thank you, Jacob. But Matt Brash, hey, as of right now, he's got a 55 fastball, has the potential to be 60, 55 slider, 50 curveball. As of right now, changeup could use some work. But the command needs to improve. Only a 30 command. Like I said, we looked at the walks per 9. They were kind of high, but he has good stuff. 55 fastball, 55 slider. I mean, that's as of right now. Jackson Karsk just subscribed. Thank you so much. But I think Matt Brash, look out for him. I think he could have a bit of a role on this team, whether, starting or maybe help out in the bullpen. So the Mariners, I think you got to be really excited. But let me know what you think down below in the chat. Do you like this move? Venacera, let me know what you think. Venacera, did your super chat go through? Venacera, I'm so sorry. Why did that not pop up? Venacera, I'm so sorry. Let me actually see if I can replay that. Can I replay that? Why is that not there? Hold on one second. Why is it not here? I'm so sorry, Venacera. I'm looking at my Streamlabs, but it's not here. I see it in the super chat, in the chat. I see the super chat, but I don't know why it didn't pop up. I'm so sorry. But here, let's go Mariners. Let's go Mariners. Let's go Mariners. I mean, hey, you got to be excited if you're the Mariners. But what I like is that they're not going like crazy with some of these deals. I think Robbie Rays was a good one to do. And, hey, even if it ends up being that, Logan Gilbert ends up taking a step forward, could Logan Gilbert be the ace? We'll have to wait and see. But Robbie Rays, I think it's just a really good guy, to add, for now. I mean, absolutely. It's going to be a good, solid starter for your rotation. Again, I think Logan Gilbert has all the potential in the world. I think Logan Gilbert could emerge as the ace of the staff. I love Robbie Rays, but I wonder. That's how much I believe in Logan Gilbert. That guy's got just nasty stuff, man. But alrighty, let's get to our next story. Here we go. Next story. All right, so we got the big three out of the way for today. Let's start getting into some other small signings. Let's actually get to a rumor here. We got Kyle Schwarber. A little quiet on Kyle Schwarber here, but it looks like his market is starting to heat up. So let's go take a look at this. Kyle Schwarber. Alrighty, John Heyman reporting today that the Marlins are also in on Kyle Schwarber. That would be huge for the Miami Marlins. If they could add this kind of a bat, I would absolutely love that. I think, let's pull up the Mariners, or not the Mariners, the Marlins here. This would be a very nice addition. So they added Aviseo Garcia. Like that move. We're going to talk about Jacob Stallings. I like that move for Jacob Stallings. We'll talk about him here in a little bit. But overall, I think this is a really good move. I think this could be a really good move if the Marlins can land Schwarber. Maybe Schwarber would be intrigued by that. A young up-and-coming team where they could use a bat like him. It's going to be tough, though, because you have other teams that are in. Red Sox, Phillies, the Rockies, I guess, have emerged as a possible team. I just think there's just always that connection when you have the Kyle Schwarber power, combine it with Coors Field. I mean, who wouldn't enjoy that? Who would not enjoy that? I think the Nationals are still hanging around there somewhere. But overall, to me, if the Marlins can go get Schwarber, and I think, honestly, I don't think he's really going to be too expensive. I would say maybe 15, 16, 17 million per season. Get him, I don't know, I can't do math in my head, but let's say they did I don't know, as much as 18 million per season. Let's say you did that over 3 years. 3 years, 50 million, something like that. I don't think that's completely out of the question. But I would love Kyle Schwarber to come back to the Red Sox. But we'll have to wait and see how this develops. Brandon Zimmerman, with all the great signings today, where do you really believe Carlos Correa will end up? Detroit is the biggest suspect despite reports. I'm still going to say he ends up with the Tigers because I still just think what they're trying to do, I still just think that makes the most sense. I think he ends up with the Tigers. I think the Astros make a bit of a run. I know they've been kind of, I don't know, it seems like that they're okay with him moving on, but I could see the Astros making a bit of a late push for him because, I mean, they have Jeremy Pena, down in the minors, but hey, Carlos Correa, man, it's Carlos Correa. But do they want to maybe start moving on as an organization? Do they want to start maybe kind of turning, the page on, the sour notes that they had over the last few years? Carlos Correa, I just think with him, he's a very marketable guy. And I feel like just to me, the Tigers just make so much sense. Old manager there. It's going to come down to the money at the end of the day. Who's going to give him the most money? I think he would go back to the Astros. If they offered him the money, I think he would go back. But I think that's my pick right now are the Tigers. I know I talked about the Yankees earlier. I wonder if the Yankees maybe emerge. I'm going to say no. I'll give the Yankees like a 5% chance. I still think you don't count them out. Don't count them out. I'm going to say probably no on that. If I were to give a percent, this is just my opinion. And again, take my opinion with a grain of salt because I think I've gotten one prediction right, and that was Brandon Belt going back to the Giants. So take what I say with a grain of salt. I would say right now, my gut is telling me I'll go 75% Tigers. I'll go 20% Astros, 5% Yankees. That's what I'm thinking. I just think that the Tigers just make too much sense. But thank you for the super chat. Kyle Schwarber, I think huge boost for the Marlins if they can end up getting him. That would be massive. But for the Red Sox, makes a lot of sense there. He can play out there in left. He can bounce back and forth between first, DH, left field. So I would like that. Phillies, they could use a leadoff hitter. Kyle Schwarber is kind of like that enigma of a leadoff hitter. He's not like a speedy leadoff hitter. He's more of like that on base kind of a boulder sort of a leadoff hitter. It's a unique look for the leadoff spot, but he fits into the leadoff spot very well. And the Rockies, I think, just makes sense because it's just fun. So obviously he would just probably go crazy out in Colorado. And then I think Washington as well. Look out for Washington. He seemed to enjoy his time there. The Nationals loved having him. So there's that connection. So I think it's pretty up in the air right now for Kyle Schwarber. Nick Craig, I think the Mariners are still in on Chris Bryant and Suzuki. Don't forget about Seiya Suzuki. If they can get those two, what would be your grade? I would give the Mariners an A. Yeah, you got your ace. Or at least, whoever ends up, maybe Logan Gilbert takes that step forward, which I think he can. But Robbie Rays, coming in to the Mariners, definitely your ace. And then if you can add a Chris Bryant, a winning player, that's insane. And then if you can go get Seiya Suzuki, the Mariners, to me, at that point, with the organizational depth, with just the all-around kind of good talent you have on the team, a good bullpen, the Mariners would be scary. Oh, we got a super chat. Andrew Lee, he's been a member for 2 months. Thank you so much, Andrew Lee. But I'm seeing a new member. That's going to pop up here in a second. Seeing a new member. Andrew Lee, thank you so much. You've been around for a couple of months, my friend. Thank you. 20 Legend is a new member of the channel. Bless Brian, can you send a link for membership? How do I get the link? If you just go to the homepage of my channel, I think it'll just be right there where you can click join. 20 Legend, thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. I think we're above 60 members now. I think we have broken 60 members. So 20 Legend, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. But yeah, Kyle Schwarber, gonna have to wait and see. I want to see what you all think. Where is Kyle Schwarber going to end up? Do you think he ends up back with the Red Sox? Do you think he ends up with the Marlins, the Rockies, the Phillies, another team maybe? Let me know what you think. I want to see your predictions down below in the chat. As you're giving me your predictions for Kyle Schwarber, I'm gonna take a look at the comments. Boba Taco, what's my grade for the Mets? I think you got to go A. You know, because they're adding good depth. You got a very good starting pitcher in Max Scherzer. I think they need more. Andrew Lee, Padres moves. What are the Padres doing? What are they doing? They got to add some starting pitching. I think they're waiting for the market to kind of, you know, develop a little bit. Once again, I don't know why. Hold on. I gotta get this fixed here. Why is it doing this? Where the super chats are popping up behind me. So, hold on a second. Let's go. Header, image. No, that's not it. One second, everyone. Let's see if I can figure this out here. All right, I see the alert box. I can't move the alert box. I don't know. I don't know why I can't move it. So the part that like I'm seeing someone subscribing to the channel right now, and I'm sorry, I can't see. I don't know why it won't let me move it up to the front. Let me see. Hold on. Let me remove this. Remove the alert box. All right, now let me add the alert box back. And maybe that will do it. Will that do it? Let's see if that works. Let's see. Someone like subscribe or something. Let's see if it works. I got the alert box up. There we go. Now it works. There we go. 20 Legend just subscribed. Thank you so much. Okay, we're back in business on the main screen. Alrighty, everyone. Alrighty. So let's move on to our next story. We got a couple little signings here. The Giants. The Giants. Hey, they missed out on Kevin Gausman, but they made a move. They got it done with Alex Cobb. Looks like they're finalizing a contract according to reports. Let's go pull up the story. Okay. And actually, let's go take a look at this Giants rotation here. So here we go. Alex Cobb, the Giants, finalizing an agreement, which, like I said, hey, you missed out on Kevin Gausman, but at least this gives you some money here to kind of spend on filling out the other holes on the team. So, you know, like I said, you know, you might not get the guy that you wanted, but it's all, you know, could be a blessing in disguise in the end. So, but I like the move of Alex Cobb. This guy had some pretty good numbers last year. If we take a look here, sure, you know, 3.76 ERA. Hey, that's already pretty good over 18 starts. But look at the FIP, 2.92. Gotta like that. So I like the move, and I think in that nice spacious ballpark with the Giants, I think it's going to be a nice fit for him. So he's a ground ball guy too, so he's already not going to give up a lot of home runs. And overall, I mean, you know, good defense behind him too with the Giants. I like this move a lot. So if we take a look at the San Francisco Giants, Robbie Rays has just subscribed. Welcome to the channel. So, I mean, as of right now, the deal is not officially done. They're still finalizing it, but overall, I like it a lot. Logan Webb, Anthony DeSclafani, Alex Cobb, Alex Wood, Tyler Beatty, Sammy Long. I mean, you got some good guys for the starting rotation here. Probably Tyler Beatty, I would think, ends up moving to the bullpen here. And maybe Sammy Long can be that fifth guy. But, hey, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And I like that the Giants, you know, they're kind of marching to the beat of their own drum. You know, they're just sure they probably would have. Christopher Emmett just subscribed. Welcome to the channel. I like that they don't have to go after the big guy. Remember what they did last year with this rotation? They added DeSclafani. They added Alex Wood. And they ended up getting just a really good starting rotation throughout the year. I liked it a lot. But I think Alex Cobb, if he can just keep himself healthy, I think that's going to be a very nice addition. Overall, though, I really do think the Giants, you know, they lost Buster Posey. I think they need to go get a bat. You know, I think if they can go get an outfielder. Hayden Ballard just subscribed. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? I think they could use a bat. I like Lamont Wade Jr., but I think I like him off the bench a little bit more. I mean, sure, you could go out. You could have, you know, throw him out there, be a starter. He had good numbers last year. Very clutch, though. But I think he thrived in those spots when he would come in for pinch hitting, coming off the bench. That seemed to really work for him a lot. But they could use a righty bat. Let me actually take a look here. Let's take a look here. MLB free agents 2022. Zach Stoner just subscribed. What's going on? How are we doing? Here we go. Actually, does MLB.com, do they keep track of this here? All right, so let's see. Who are some outfielders here that they could go for? Chris Taylor, I think, could be a nice fit. Could you go get Chris Taylor? I think he'd be a really nice fit. He can move around. I think that'd be really good. There's also Kyle Seager out there. I think that would be a pretty good power bat for the Giants. I think that'd be pretty nice. Cool Rodgery, $4.99 super chat. The Yankees just finished negotiating for a bag of chips. Not an upset Yankees. What kind of chips? That's the key here. I mean, is it Doritos? Is it Lay's? Is it Cape Cod chips? Let me know in the chat, everyone. What are your favorite kind of chips? I'm a Cape Cod kind of a guy. What kind of what chips do you like? I'm easily a Cape Cod guy. I like the crunch of the Cape Cod. You know, I love those like thick potato chips, like those. You know what? Actually, I love Cape Cod, but I love the Trader Joe's dark russet potato chips. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Has anyone ever had those? Those are absolutely fantastic. Sun chips are pretty good too. Hey, I like me some Sun chips. Sarah Small, $2 super chat. I love the Mats signing for my cards. Now Stroman. Hey, Mats. Unfortunately, he completely triggered Steve Cohen, and Steve Cohen is just going crazy right now. But I do like that signing for the St. Louis Cardinals. And Marcus Stroman, I think it would be a good fit. Gets a lot of grounders. Infield is very strong. I think it makes a lot of sense. But overall, for the Giants, I think someone like Kyle Seager would be a nice fit. Chris Taylor would be a nice fit. I like that a lot. There's some other guys here as well. Jock Peterson, maybe, but that's a lefty bat. I feel like they already have a lot of lefties there. Let me actually go back here. Let me go to Spotrac. Let's go to outfielders. Danny Hernandez just subscribed. What's going on? How are we doing? Starling Marte off the books. I mean, honestly, Seiya Suzuki would be a great fit. Get Seiya Suzuki. Righty bat, power bat. Take a chance. Nick Castellanos, maybe. Nick Castellanos would be a huge upgrade. Not great for the defense, especially in that spacious outfield, but maybe Michael Conforto. I think the Giants are going to get one of these guys. I think they're either going to get Seiya Suzuki, I think they're going to get Nick Castellanos, or they're going to get Michael Conforto. I don't know if you go with, probably not Kyle Schwarber. I think they're going to go for a righty bat. Drippy TV, just subscribe. What's going on? How are we doing? Yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go either Seiya Suzuki, talking is hard. Seiya Suzuki, who was the other one I said? Nick Castellanos, or, who's the other one that I said? Seiya Suzuki, Nick Castellanos, or Michael Conforto. I'm going to go with one of those three guys for the Giants. So we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But overall, I think the Giants are still going to be a good team next year. I still think they need to take that money that they were going to use with the Kevin Gausman and just spread it out. Spread it out. So I'm pretty excited to see what the Giants can do next year. I still think they could be a really fun team. But Alex Cobb, I like the move. Just a solid middle of the rotation guy. Let's move on here. We got a couple more signings and one trade to talk about. Hey, this is a reliever I feel like a lot of people have just kind of forgotten about. But hey, this guy's been pretty good. Let's go take a look at Mr. Daniel Hudson. Traded to the Padres earlier this season, but now it's looking like he's going to be moving over to the other part of California, going to the Dodgers. Daniel Hudson, I think a nice pickup here. Let's take a look at the numbers with Daniel Hudson here. So this was according to Jeff Passan. Let's take a look. Did he give the details of this contract? When completed, it's expected to be for around $7 million. So a one-year deal, $7 million. I think that's nice. But let's take a look at his numbers here. Overall last year, 3.31 ERA over 54 games. A good amount of strikeouts. 75 Ks over the 52 innings. Taking a look here, he split time between Washington, and the Padres. With the Padres, not very effective. With Washington, very good. Very good for the Nationals last year. It made sense to go after a guy like that. It felt like everything the Padres touched last year just broke. Is that just me? Anytime like Adam Frazier went to the Padres, he just wasn't very good with the Padres. Daniel Hudson went to the Padres, not good. Jake Arrieta, I mean, he was already not very good, but he was just awful. Why did everything that the Padres touched last year, it just went to crap? What happened there? But I like this move. I think if Daniel Hudson can kind of just get back to what he was doing with the Nationals, hey, I think that's going to be good for everyone involved. Basically, with Daniel Hudson and the Dodgers, he's essentially replacing, in my opinion, Joe Kelly in the bullpen. They haven't updated it yet. It's not finalized, but they're getting some nice pieces for this bullpen. I don't think Kenley Jansen's going back. I mean, don't forget, you got Tommy Kahnle coming in. I love me some Tommy Kahnle. I wish the Yankees would have brought him back, but hey, whatever. That's good for me as a Red Sox fan. But I like the addition of Daniel Hudson for this bullpen. Tommy Kahnle coming back as well. Brusdar Graterol, I think this is a guy you got to start giving him a little more. Give him more. Give him more responsibility. I think this is a guy who could be a dominant reliever. I think this is a guy who can end up being the closer for the Dodgers at some point. He's got to get those strikeout numbers up. I know he's more of a ground ball kind of a guy, but man, get a strikeout. Get some strikeouts going here with Graterol. And then Treinen, I think this is a guy that you can have in the closer role, and I think you can be comfortable with that. So overall, Daniel Hudson, he's basically, in my opinion, he can be a setup guy. He's replacing Joe Kelly in that bullpen. I wouldn't mind Joe Kelly to come to the Red Sox. Can we get Joe Kelly Fight Club back to Boston? Is that possible? Can we do that? But overall, I like this move. A nice move. 1-year deal, $7 million. It's not going to hurt anyone. So let's move on here. We got another reliever signing. Since we're talking about the Padres here, this is a guy that actually left the Padres, and then his arm just completely broke. But hey, does anyone remember this guy? Kirby Yates. I mean, hey, we got a Kirby Yates signing, and it's looking like he's going to Atlanta. I mean, look at this. Let's go take a look here. I think the Atlanta Braves, I predicted them to get Kendall Graveman. I thought Kendall Graveman would have been a really good fit for the Braves because I think they needed a right-handed reliever in that bullpen to kind of even it out a little bit. But I like this move. Let's take a look here. The Braves bringing in Kirby Yates. Here we go. The defending champion Atlanta Braves made an addition in the bullpen, announcing a 2-year, $8.25 million deal for Kirby Yates. The team announced that they'll take the form of a $1 million salary in 2022 and a $6 million salary in 2023, and at least a $1.25 million buyout on the club option for 2024. So, hey, gotta love it. So, remember, he signed with the Blue Jays last year, ended up needing to get Tommy John. But this is a guy where when he was healthy and when he was on for the Padres, this guy was the most dominant reliever in the game of baseball. He had a 1.19 ERA in 2019. And, hey, FIP still looked rather delicious as well, 1.30. Are you kidding me? 15 strikeouts per 9. This guy was dominant. I mean, he finished top 10 in the Cy Young voting. This guy was nuts. He led the major leagues in saves. Get this guy back. If he can just get healthy, man, I would, man, this is going to be a huge boost for the Atlanta Braves bullpen. Let's take a look at that bullpen now. Actually, do they have when? He's probably not going to be back until after the All-Star break. But overall, I mean, like I said, you got some really good lefties in here. Will Smith, Tyler Matzek, AJ Minter. These guys really stepped up in the playoffs. But then you had, guys like Richard Rodriguez. His FIP was a lot higher than that ERA. He was a little worrisome. Luke Jackson had his ups and downs in the playoffs. They need a righty guy. And this is a guy could end up coming back down the stretch for the Atlanta Braves. And he could be a huge boost for this bullpen. I like this move. Kirby Yates, get this guy healthy again. Get this guy back on track. He's going to be, if he is healthy and gets back to his old ways, what a move for the Atlanta Braves this would be. We have one more to talk about. Here. Let's talk about the Miami Marlins. We were talking about the Marlins earlier with Kyle Schwarber, but hey, they're looking at everything right now, it seems. I love what the Marlins are doing. They're not making the big splashy moves by any means. Could you imagine the Miami Marlins getting Nick Castellanos? I think that would be massive. Can we just get that done, please? But they traded for Mr. Jacob Stallings today. I like this move a lot. Really enjoy this. And to me, they're stepping up their game when it comes to catcher. Let's go pull up Mr. Jacob Stallings. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Someone just subscribed. Who just subscribed? Who was that? John Mahler just subscribed. Welcome to the channel. Hello. But Jacob Stallings here, you know, with the bat, you're not going to get anything crazy. You're going to get a decent on-base percentage, but look at the defense. 16.4 defensive runs above average. That is rather nice, if you ask me. Let's take a look at the defensive rankings last year when it comes to fielding. If we take a look at the catcher position, Jacob Stallings, if we go to a minimum of... let's just go to 100 plate appearances. Jacob Stallings was the 5th best defensive catcher last year, and that's going to be a great move for the Marlins. A veteran catcher. Sure, maybe not going to give you a lot of pop with the bat, but I like Jacob Stallings. This is a guy that can really just... He's the quarterback of the infield. He's the quarterback of the field. He's really going to handle the pitchers well. I think Jacob Stallings is a guy, a bit of an underappreciated kind of a player, because, hey, he's with the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're not doing anything. I like this move. I like it a lot. But I like the way this Miami Marlins team is coming together. You got Avisail Garcia. Go get someone like a Kyle Schwarber. Go get someone like a Nick Castellanos, if that's even possible. And actually, speaking of Nick Castellanos, rumor is he's looking for a 7 or 8 year deal. I mean, the thing with Nick Castellanos, man, is he is not getting any younger. He's not getting any younger. And the defense is already... Well, he's only 29 years old. I take that back. But the defense is just not very good with Nick Castellanos. Let me actually here... let me pull up Castellanos. To me, he's more of just like... He's like a JD Martinez, basically. He's basically JD Martinez. His defense is never good. Negative 7.4 this past season. Taking a look at 2020, negative 5.7, 2019, negative 12.6, 2018, negative 20.7. It's just not good defense. To me, if Nick Castellanos is wanting a long deal like this, I think an American League team makes the most sense. Come on, Texas Rangers. Let's go. Let's go get Nick Castellanos. That could be your long-term designated hitter, play a little outfield sometimes, but Texas Rangers, come on, get in on this. What are you doing? 7-8 year deal. I don't unless they get the universal DH. That's the only thing. I don't know what they're doing with that. Who knows what's going to end up happening. But looking like the Phillies, they're having some talks here with Castellanos. That'd be a great bat for that lineup. To me, I think he just makes a lot of sense for if you're not going to have the universal DH and he wants a long-term deal like this, American League team with the DH. I think that makes the most sense. For the Marlins, you know, that's a team. I don't know. To me, if you could stick him out there in, like, I don't know, left field or something, you know, whatever, deal with the defense. To me, that bat would just be. I would sacrifice a little defense to have that bat. I don't know. That's just me, because I think they really need offense. But overall, I like what the Marlins are doing. Jacob Stallings, a good addition. Avisail Garcia, getting a little pop there. Good in the field. Just a solid player with Avisail Garcia. That's an upgrade for right field. You got these young players too. Let them take a step forward. And the Marlins, hey, with this young starting pitching, also getting Sandy Alcantara locked up. Trevor Rogers with a really good rookie season. Pablo Lopez, hey, this guy's very talented. Hopefully he can get a full season in. Eliezer Hernandez, if he can just stay healthy, I think he can be one of the more underrated middle-of-the-rotation starters. Jesus Luzardo, don't forget about him. Had a couple of good starts with the Marlins there after getting traded there. This is a guy who's only 24 years old. There's a lot of room to grow. You know, this was a top prospect at one point. And the Marlins, I think they might have a good idea of how to get this guy back on track. They develop these pitchers very well, so we'll have to wait and see. But the Marlins, I think they're on the right track here. I think they're on the right track. Don't keep, you know... Don't forget about the Marlins. I know the Mets are making all the moves. They're making all the juicy headlines right now in that division. But the Marlins, they're making some pretty good moves. I like what the Marlins are doing. And you know what? Since we're talking about Jacob Stallings here, hey, if you haven't heard of baseball trade values, they actually they have over a 95% accuracy rate when it comes to these real life trades going through their model. And once again, baseball trade values, they're not going to be perfect by any means, but 95% acceptance rate is rather good. And hey, another one. This is a very even trade according to their numbers. Stallings, an $8.8 million value. And for the Pirates, they're getting a few prospects back. And actually, they got a pretty decent guy in Thompson here. So let's actually go. Let's pull up the Pirates here. Here we go. Pirates. Zach Thompson. So let's take a look here. Getting a pretty decent arm there. 3.71 ERA over the 26 2/3 innings. Clayton Lane just subscribed. What's going on? Hey, pretty good numbers from Zach Thompson overall. Been in the minor leagues for the most part, going back to 2014. So it's taken him a little while to get going. Ended up going to the Marlins in 2021. But overall, he looked pretty good last year for the Marlins. So maybe with Pittsburgh, they can figure something out with him, and maybe this could end up being, a guy. He's 28 years old. Maybe they can end up getting something out of him. So overall, I like it a lot. I like what the Marlins are doing. For the Pirates at this point, just add talent anywhere you can. But I think with Stallings, the guy's 31 years old. He's going to be a fit for a lot of teams, and the Marlins ended up being the team to step up for him. So overall, though, hey, baseball trade values, good job getting another trade accepted through your algorithm. So everyone, I'm going to get out of here. That's all the news I got for tonight. That's all the news. But actually, you know what? Here, I'll go back real quick. We'll check out the Twitters. We'll see if there's anything going on. Here we go. Let's see. Any news going on from any of the big reporters here? Let's take a look. Ken Rosenthal. Phillies expressing serious interest in free agent reliever Corey Knebel. They need a bullpen arm. I think that makes a lot of sense. Taking a look here. Let's see. Hunter Huang has just subscribed. Hello. So there is an article on The Athletic on the Blue Jays getting Kevin Gausman. John Heyman 2 hours ago finalizing a deal with Alex Cobb. There's the Daniel Hudson story. CBA talks. There is a bit of an update on the CBA talks. CBA talks have begun in Dallas, but word is the December 2nd lockout is a certainty. There is said to be incremental movement, but not nearly enough progress. The sides haven't talked much about core economic issues today. 2 days to go, but basically no hope to avoid a work stoppage. At this point, I think, hey, if you can, get things done over the next couple of weeks, hopefully it doesn't drag out. It's nice to see that there is some kind of movement. Nice to see that there is some movement. So, according to John Heyman. But it's looking like we're going to be seeing some kind of a lockout. To me, I don't know. I wonder if it lasts a long time. I think the media, they like to pump it up and they like to make it sound more dramatic than it actually is. But because I know you had the whole thing back last year over the shortened season and whatnot. But overall, I think baseball's in a good place right now. It's in a good place. Why is it in a good place? Because someone like Max Scherzer is getting over $40 million per season. It wouldn't be in a good place if someone like that is getting that kind of money. I'm just saying. But we'll have to wait and see how this goes. There's the story for Kirby Yates. The A's avoiding arbitration with Chad Pinder and Tony Kemp. Pretty nice right there. Shohei Ohtani getting the 2021 Edgar Martinez Designated Hitter Award. Yeah, not really much going on. Freddie Freeman still looking like he's going to be going back to the Braves. But yeah, that's all of everyone. At least as of right now, not really seeing too much else. But everyone, I want to thank you for coming out tonight. We're still 475 people strong in the chat. Hey, it's been a crazy couple days. I appreciate you all coming out. Before I get out of here, if you can, hit that like button for me on the way out. Unfortunately, we can't talk about we can't dislike it. To me, I'm going to be honest with all of you. I think YouTube removing the dislike button, I think that's kind of a shame, to be honest. Let me talk about that here in a second. But real quick, everyone, if anyone's new, If anyone is new, hit that subscribe button for me. If you are looking for more baseball news and content. Actually, no, I'm seeing you. Wait, what? Oh, no way. Correa didn't sign. Did Correa sign? No, he didn't. Nope. Didn't happen. Nope. That's cap. But yeah, everyone, hit that subscribe button if you are looking for more baseball news and content. If you are new, we're on our way to 20K by opening day. Like I said, hit that like button for me. Hit the bell notification so you get notified of all future streams. Hit the share button if you want to share any of the content. But I will say this before I get out of here. I don't like YouTube removing the dislike button. To me, I am someone where I like the dislike button. Not that I like going out there and just, disliking videos. I like it for me because I like having that constructive criticism. I thrive on constructive criticism. Now, I'm not going to, sit here and, I'm going to have my opinions. I'm going to think the way I want to think. But if I see, if I have a video or something where maybe I can improve on, or, if I can think of something in a different way. So, my opinions, they are my opinions at the end of the day, but, maybe I could think about something a little differently sometimes. And to me, I like having the dislike button. To me, it doesn't bother me at all if I end up getting 20 dislikes, because I want people to tell me if there is something I can fix. So even though we don't have the dislike button, if there's ever a time where you want to leave me some constructive criticism or anything that you would recommend, don't be a jerk in the comments. But if you have something that you think that I can improve on, please let me know in the comments. I'm all about it. I'm trying to grow here. We're trying to grow as a community. So, again, if you ever have any suggestion for me, I know the dislike button's not there anymore, but please leave me a comment. I do read the comments. I know maybe some YouTubers out there don't read the comments, but I do. I definitely always flip through, and I try to respond to some, and I try to respond to as many as I can, honestly. But definitely leave me a comment if you feel like there's a suggestion that you want to let me know about. So, everyone, thank you for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. If there is anything else to report, if anything comes up here in the next, hour and a half or so, I'll come back on if something big happens. But yeah, tomorrow night I will be back. We will be back tomorrow night, probably around 8, 9 o'clock. I usually like to go live sometime during that time frame. But yeah, Monday through Thursday, I like to go live, so be on the lookout for all the streams. I'm going to be posting a video probably tomorrow at some point, so be on the lookout for that. But everyone, thank you so much. Have a good rest of your night. Have a good day tomorrow if I don't see you for the rest of the night, and I'll talk to you next time.